We are up. We are streaming live. Man, oh man, it's a beautiful day. Sun is shining. The weather is sweet. Make you want to move your dancing feet. Excuse me, I forgot to put in my mic. To the rescue. Here I am. Want you to know now where I stand. Alright, we just launched the black signal. Give people some time. Of course, y'all know the lines will be open. This is Imani. This is our Toast and Talk. Black signal went out quick today. Must not be that busy out there on in the text realm. So, alright. So, of course, family, I want to welcome you to the place where your hustle builds muscle. This is the Congregation of the Mighty, and you are now listening to Gye-Nyame Journey Media. You own it this morning. All right, listen. This is a Heart of a Simple production. Of course, this is the Daily Toast. Before I do this next one, I want to pick my hair just a little bit, right? Because y'all know we strive. Oh, man. Keep on being rebellious. Hair, I love it. I love the fact that, we strive to blow up your old paradigm. Come on, drink your water, but first, take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath. Drink. What should I say? Breathe in, drink. Man. Grab your glass for that water. Get your bottle for that water. Put that cap on that water. Get it for you. Drink. What should we say? Live for within. Now move your body and drink some water. Come on, stretch. Move your body and drink some water. Come on, move your body and drink some water. Oh, man. Drink water. Drink. Oh, man. What should I say? Move. Then drink. Now lift your glass and toast your ancestors. Raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Now raise your glass. Drink. What should I say? Pray, toast, beer. Take your breath and drink some water. Live there for yourself some water. Move your body, drink some water. Raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Breathe. that count as finishing? Did I finish it? Man, oh man, oh man, I want to say peace and love to all of those out there that take the time to tune in, whether you tuning in live, whether you tuning in later. Let's go. Let me send out my thank yous right now. Family, my birthday was on February 27th, and, went through it, because, I'm kind of shy about that type of stuff anyway, but 27th, nothing spectacular went down except the fact that I was alive and I was able to get up and do the toast and stuff like that, and that was beautiful. But the next week, my wife took me out. We went to a restaurant. I thought it was because they got these beer halls, and I thought it was a beer hall because, at the beer halls, they got all types of beers, and you just, you get you some samples and stuff. But we stopped at this place, and I thought it was a beer hall, but it wasn't a beer hall. It was an expensive restaurant. And we went up in there and we ate, and, boom, had a good time, stuff like that, Shouts out to the wifey for that one. And then, so, boom, everything was forgotten. So I go to study group yesterday. I go to the warrior training, right? And we talk about the mall, getting the mall, letting people know what's coming, boom, boom, boom. Some of the brothers show up, sisters show up, boom, boom, boom. We sitting and, we just chilling. We basically just, come together, we talk, do some, talk about different issues. But like I said, mainly we hit the market and the move for the market. Voted on some things. Of course, I lost. I always lose voting, man. That's why I can't stand consensus. I wanted to be in the hallway. Everybody just can't win a goddamn thing. Well, anyway, I was voted down on everything, and it's cool. So, we having a real good time. So we moved to the Malcolm X Festival, and we start talking about raising the funds. So we are going to get heavy into the fundraising for the Malcolm X Festival, family. So I reached out, and it looks like we may be able to get the liquid crystal band. Oh my God. I didn't even know they were still together, right? But anyway, I'm reaching out to Eddie Baird. Boom, getting that. We're talking to the crew about the funds. We're pulling the funds together. And then on top of that, like I said, I'm going to be talking to the family over the air and inboxing and trying to get people to donate so that we can have a marvelous festival. So some of the stuff we talked about was for as far as the children, possibly getting not just the bouncy houses, but getting somebody out there with some quality stuff for our children for at least 5 hours. You know what I'm saying? Getting them out there, having the stuff blown up so that when you bring your children to the Malcolm X Festival, boom, they're going to be able to hear some good information, meet some good people, as well as have their whole area where they could go out and they could bounce and they could run around and they could be safe and they could play and they could have a very, very good time. Maybe have one or two of those. And then also said either getting a gaming truck, but there's a possibility that we may be able to rent a gaming room where we have somebody come in and just set up all of the gaming equipment for the young people. We're talking about the main speaker, and I won't speak on that right now. We're talking about the main entertainment right now. And then we got to fill in the rest of the day. So that's what we're working on right now. But as far as funds, we're doing pretty good and in the raising the funds internally, because we want to see what we could do internally before we turn around and look at the community and be like, yo, can you help? You know what I'm saying? So first, as usual with a lot of stuff that, and like I said, I got this from Sister Jill. We start internally first, then we turn around and be like, boom, we need to raise some more money. So internally, boom, we pulling it together, man. Like, and I'm saying, so boom, and it looks like we're doing pretty good. So I will be coming to the community to help us make up for what we don't have. So then after that, you know, suspicious stuff was happening. You know, I'm, you know, so, you know, they say Deshaun here with the food. I say, cool, all right, cool, you know. So then I get up, you know, because Kwame get up. I said, I'm going to walk Kwame into there. And I'm like, hold on, man, well, we usually eat in here. So now we about to eat in here. And then the word come back that Deshaun went to the place and forgot the food. I said, wait, hold on, wait, time, stop. I'm confused. Help. You bought the food and you went to the place, but you forgot to pick up. Man, that shit don't sound right. What's going on with your life? You know what I'm saying? We got to do an intervention. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I was convinced either you started, somebody smoking weed, somebody pregnant or something. Because, dude, you know that's not some normal shit. You know what I'm saying? Especially for Deshaun. Deshaun, like, you know, Deshaun be on that money shit. He, you know, he ain't leaving. I can't believe that Royalty went somewhere and paid some money and forgot some shit. I don't believe that. Something wrong. Come on, brother. Sit down, come talk to your big brother. There's something going on, and, you know. So, sit down in the room, we laugh about it, and we continue talking a little bit, and continue talking about raising the dough and stuff like that. So, finally it's time to eat, and, you know, I say, hey, can somebody take Kwame, because I need to go to my office. So, you know, they say, you take Kwame. You need to take Kwame, because I need to talk with Miss Tracy pull off Devin and who else was in there? And Quasi. And, you know, I need to talk with them real quick. Can you take it? So, walk in, my mom sitting in there, my sister sitting in there, you know, Miss Sheila up in there. You know, what the fuck going on? You know, oh, surprise. Like, wow. Got a cake, got food. The barber was there. I was like, wow. Okay. Y'all pulled this one off good. So then, you know, we got the little stuff. Then they brought me a little gift. Now, I got to show y'all this, right? First off, check out the case, right? So I'm sitting up here, wow, what is this? Oh. Open it up. Hold on, let me switch that around, because I don't like how that, you know, that need to be in there. Like, yeah, that's neat. So I'm looking at it, I said, oh my God. Look at that there. Look at that there. I said, man, oh man, I don't even know if I want to wear this. Look at this. Did you look at that? Would you look at that? Gye-Nyame watch. Wow. I don't even want to take the plastic off the crystal there. Man, alright. So I'm like, oh, goodness. So I want to send shots out to the tribe. You know what I'm saying? I was humbled, man. I was like, yo. And you know, but the only issue, because I wish I could have stayed just a little bit longer, but I had promised one of my elders that I was gonna come through. And you know, when I do stuff like that, I want to make sure that keep on. You know what I'm saying? You know, so I had to kind of leave a little bit early, and Shamar hooked me up and made sure everything was set back to the way it was in the school building. But I really, really, really want to give the tribe a round of applause. Old. Not an elder yet. When I was young, they told me that it's 55. So I'm a senior nation builder, right? That means I still could kick some ass for a couple of years. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to be the old dude sitting down all the time. I'll be kicking some ass for the next 4 years, right? We still got some major stuff to do. We still got to lock down these cultural stabilizing holidays. We still got to go on and build up this mall. We still got to get this newsletter or news magazine popping off. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, I mean, so it's still a lot of work to do. And we still have to keep pushing for these reparations.
This call is being recorded.
So we got somebody calling in. Who this be?
A young man named Shaka.
Oh, you ain't young. Stop lying. We go with a man by the name of Shaka. But what's up?
Let me ask you something. Do you get your coffee for free at McDonald's yet?
They get free coffee for what?
With a Buckeye card. When you're a senior citizen, you get free. Man,
I'm too young for the Buckeye card, man.
The hell ever, man. You 50.
At 50, you wait. Listen. I get the Buckeye card at 50? Stop playing. Stop playing.
Better check it out.
See, because with the Buckeye card, shouts out to Mr. DeWitt. Hey, with the Buckeye card, if I'm correct, is it the Buckeye card? Is another elder card where you could get real cheap rates at these campsites too? Now, don't tell me that because I'm going to apply. I'm about to apply. I thought it was 55.
I'm telling you, if it ain't 50, it's 55.
Because I'm telling you, man, I'm waiting for that. Because like the shit, you
better check some things out. You know, you start off tomorrow. Start off with a cup of coffee. Try that out. You know what? Hey, try it just with the mention. Just with the mention. Hey, you know, under your breath a little bit. Hey, get a coffee on a Buckeye card. I bet you they don't even card you. I bet you they ain't gonna even card you. They gonna ask for your picture and everything. Like, yo, can I take a picture? And you know, for the young ones that's halfway woke, you know, you'll be posted up on every meme. Like, I took a picture with Dick Gregory.
Wait, DeWitt says I think his name is Oshin. I'm 53, need car and low cost housing. What? With the card? What they mean? Low cost housing? What? I mean, what? Am I missing some shit? Is it benefits like that out there? Come on now, y'all need to let a man know. You know, I've been on the young man thing for a long time. Shit, I'm selling. I'm getting used to it now. So, but man. Like I said, man, it was a beautiful day yesterday. Like I said, and you know, so hey, I got me a Gye-Nyame watch. I ain't got no ambrosia though. I'm about to do my ferment today. I need to go get some water. I got to help Gina with her report. We got to fold some clothes. I got a lot of stuff to do. So, but you know, we online. We gonna be able to do this. Toast and Talk. Lines are open at 614-556-4535. We're going to continue with the discussion we was having yesterday because we didn't finish the article. First, of course, you know, most importantly, we need to go and pour some libations. We got to do the toast. I got a little bit of unfiltered ambrosia right here left. So tomorrow, for the next couple of days, we're gonna be doing some green tea. If I get the green tea ready. Man, the muddy waters of that ambrosia. I'm going to finish this whole bottle. I might have to go. Man. So, there you go. That's that unfiltered after it sit for a while. Man. All right, family. So here we go. First, giving honor to the creator by whatever name you choose to call that creator. We lift up our glass, we salute, and we say, Ashe. From there, family, we move to our illustrious list of ancestors, man. And like I said, now I'm going to encourage everybody, man, get you an elder. If you don't have one in your family, find an elder that you could go and chill with, and they could pull you back in to reality. You know what I'm saying? To have, have some real talks and, and actually learn some stuff, man. Because this elder, he, for the last few years, he's been telling me about this green called the black collard. I said, what? Called the black collard. He said it grows wild. And he said, the way he described it, he said, man, some black collards will make a man cry. I said, what? That's just that good. He said, you add it in with other greens? I'm like, whoa. So this might be something else that we as a family, we as a tribe can really look into, because I have not heard about black collards being sold anywhere, right? So I'm all ears, like, perking up, like, yeah. And, because he said, man, I didn't give you some black mustard seeds last year. I said, no, give me no black mustard seeds. No. Because I'm like, me and Cleve going to be getting our little stuff ready out here. We could dedicate that totally to black mustards. A couple of other type of greens. But I'm just thinking about mixing some greens like that. Well, anyway, so let's go on. We're going to toast these ancestors. So we lift up the glass first. And we're going to read these names. Miles Brown, Miss Ann, Robert, and Tex. Hold on. I can't do this. Hold on. All right, I'm back. People see a little sunlight, they start turning down the heat. Battery may run. What the hell? My battery, it said my battery low. Impossible. Impossibility. What? Hold on. Let me, I gotta go get my charger.
Mm-hmm. If that was an iPhone, it'd have been a whole different kind of conversation.
I'm gonna let you slide with that iPhone comment, homie. I'm not gonna get on the iPhone right now, so I'm gonna have to unplug my mic. See, that's what's this. I got that new 6 Plus, and so somebody moved my charger, so I thought it was charging all night, but it wasn't.
I thought that those mugs supposed to charge without plugging them up.
Oh no, this one ain't got that one. I don't have that one. So hopefully the sound will still be good for those of you.
If it don't sound good right now, tune in to 1100 a.m. and see if it works better.
Let's see. Hold on. Let me make sure it's charging. Okay, we charging. All right. So, Miles Brown, Miss Ann, Robert and Tex, Senator Davis, Herman Brown Sr., Rosalie Tilley, George and William Walter, Chris and Fanny Gatson, Aunt Lena, Uncle Chris, Aunt Fiend, Cleveland and Geneva Brown, Margaret Ellis, Wash Ellis, Cecil Ellis, Alvaro Brown, Gina Gaines, Herman Brown II, Barbara Twiggs, Wash Ellis Jr., Katie Ellis, Nikki Ellis, Jamon Jones, Jeremiah Tappan, John Flora, Montague Pimenel, No More X, Pet Ma, Romley Kapoor, Dr. Marianne Williams, Kojo Kamal, Elder Millie Dixon, Tony Clark, Pastor Yusef Weston, Elder Algeny, Elder Ron Coleman, Elder Robert Donaldson, Alfred Brofro, Hector Jr., Jay Edwards, Carlisle Harris, Grace Lundy, Inez Harris, William Bill Moss, Phyllis Rose, Sterling Lucy Wright, Derek L. Pulliam, the Luxter brother, Miss Eda Brooks Crawley, Miss Marie Nelson, Mr. Frederick Crawley Sr., Miss Jerry Brunson, Mr. Lonzo Johnson, Miss Marie McDowell, Janice Foster, Charles Jordan, Kel Smith, Walter Smith, Richard Trigg, Francis Johnson, Mary Franklin, Jimmy Williams, Daniel Ford, George Gibson, Nana Loretta Clark, Inez McCrae, Fritz Clark, Frankie Justice, Katie Justice, Derek Renneman, Virginia Rogers, Reverend James Smith, Louis Henderson, Calvin Spratling, Mary Elizabeth Walker, Raymond Walker Sr., Sarah Jane Carter, Michael Ford Jr., Kellen D. Russell, Susie B. Smith, Teresa Clay, Melvin Dale Hodge Jr., Herman Copeland, Mildred Copeland, Jenny Clay, Bird Beatty, Sale Weller, Be the Farmer, Agoso Sue, Shell Harvey, Aunt Charmaine, Aunt Evelyn, Theolis Hasbury, Harvey Hasbury Sr., Leonard Dickinson, T.C. Islam, Terrell Dunbar, Will Thomas, Sarah Berry, Mark Walsh, Merle B. Thornton, Pearl G. Thornton, Ida Johnson, Florence M. Carter, Joanne Thornton, Erica Tricia Lewis, Juanita Wright, Robert Wright, George Wright, Mary Eliza Frederick Davis, Mary Elizabeth Rogers, Mary Esther Keachler Reese, Linda Watson Hammonds, Jarrell Giles Watson, Sparrow, Slimmy, Selvin Lewis, Andrew Holmes, Pearl Moore, Percy Moore Jr., Mildred Owens, Booker T. Bolden, Charlie Hunt, Sammy Stover, Heather Pearson, Sturgeon Thornton, Richard Thornton, Lavina Hall, Freeman Bankster, Mary Moss, Sophia Peacock, Willie Thornton, Napoleon Kenty, Mark Ramsey, Paul Ramsey, Matt Ramsey, David Ramsey, Charles E. Thornton, Frankie Quells, Urania Thornton, Bernice Quells, Ernestine Jackson, Frankie Johnson, Teresa Mormon, Leon Johnson, Charles Bell, Vivian Ramsey, S.C. Johnson, Dorita Johnson, Leon Johnson, James W. West Sr., James Parham, Dana Jones, Human World, James Farmer, Mary Chavez, Leon Grace, Bessie Johnson, Hadley Lester, Mary Moreland, Paul Moreland, Elder Caleb, Rosemary Martineer, Elder Amatet Wellman, Fred Douglas Triggs Sr., This Real Life at Gye-Nyame. I told you about eating down the basement. Thelma Triggs, Thomas and Lula Berry, Lacey Eleanor Howe, Frankie Russell and Davis, Fred Douglas Triggs II, Bina Triggs, Reverend Eddie Moore, Helen Fuller, Eugene Jackson Sr., Richard Ellis, Silas Alexander, Charles Maxwell, Percy M. Alexander, Arthur Reynolds, Stanley Lockhart, Ricky Lockhart, William Lockhart, Woodrow Lockhart, Brenda Porter, Deacon Hargrove, Carla Sawyer, Andrew Parker, Doris Donald, Ellis Murphy, D'Amico Russell, Dilimon Aris, Jean and Ruth Jones, Jana Callahan, William Walter West, Nigella Parrish, Elder Basiji Fanani, Jim Robinson, Gladys Johnson.
Happy birthday.
You know my birthday was weeks ago, but thank you. Valerie Clark, John and Mary Sullivan, Dirk Johnson, Antonio Johnson, Delise Waters, DeFridas Hines, Inez Bostic, Edna Bostic, Winifred Scantleberry, Wilson Haley, Emma Hines, Phyllis Lee, Eugene Spratling, Calvin Spratling, Charles Wooden, Penny Brown, Roy Lee Printup Jr., Miriam Johnson, Wilbur Longmire, Edith Catney, Janice Carter, Michael Carter, Leon Peanut Carter, Margaret Carter, William Carter, Lisa Jordan, Charles Lee Mosley, Dorothy R. Blair, Ransom Evans Sr., Sam Evans Sr., Nalon Blair Sr., Edward Stevens, Sue Ann Stevens, Joe Davis, Timothy Butler, Gene Holmes, Dana Jones, Peter Charles, Christy Nichols, Cardinal Robinson, Rosemary Charles, Ada Pearl, Bob Ingalls, Jack Wallace, Warren M. Finch, Warren P. Finch, Tim Ingalls, Audrey Finch, William Billingsley Jr., Jennifer Sensenball, Hazel Gatson, Jerry Brantley, Brian Watson Jr., Kaniko Parsons, Jason Kathy Bradford, Thomas Bradley, also known as Uncle Buki, also known as Gypsy, Reverend Roosevelt Word the First, Stacey Trice, Frank Smith, Mother Bertha, Michael Leonard, David Brown, Ruth Carter, June Cox, Ruth Cox, Paula Cox, Ronald Urban, Judy Hubbard, Irving Johnson, Francis Booth Jefferson, Dan Wilkinson Sr., Emma McClendon, where am I at? Where we at? Alright, where we at? Alright, Frances Booth Jefferson, I'll read her again. Dan Wilkinson Sr., Emma McClendon, Jerry Dorr, Mina Robinson, Mary Nichols, Patricia Williams, Shabaka Toure, Greg G2 Gibson, Donna Hill, Richard Gleavis, Lee Irby, Tommy Irby, Boy Irby, Jim Gaucher, George and Hallie Johnson, Archie and Margaret Armstead, Diane Scott, Erica Armstrong, Claire Fox. Just keep losing my space. Jim Gaucher, George and Hallie, Archie and Margaret Armstead, Diane Scott, Erica Armstrong, Claire Fox, Gene Evans. I'm getting old. Gene Evans, Archie Beck, Anna McGill, Charles McDaniel, Christine Cottrell, Aunt Becca, Alice Arnold, Arthur Arnold, Hattie Reed, Charles Reed, Eula and Andrew Baker, Patricia and Edwin Brooks, Gwendolyn and Bob Hatch, Kimball Vernon, Bradley Kim, Janie Harriet Tubman Cates, Spencer Sturgis, Sally Mae Baker, Ethel Baker, Creola Baker, Geneva Baker, Aaron Nino Baby Hatch, Hatch Sr., Mally Miller, Housie Hatch, Dad Cleveland, Mother Gibson, Alex Nixon, John Bowie, Lester and Rachel Saunders, Dorita Ross, Riola Ross, Robert Nelson, President Stevenson, Leroy Stokes, Neely Johnson, Fletcher Swan, Maddie and Charlie Scott, Ida Casey, Thomas Cofer, Vivian Stevenson, Mona Ann Lewis, Cornetta Lyman Lewis, John Jackson, William Dallas Lewis, Mary Francis, Chappelle Jackson, Michael Slade, Joanne Perkins, Richard Jackson, Martha Ford Dawson, Big Mama, Nanny Harris, Eva Ford, James Hairston, Margaret Towns, Mary Williams, Leroy Q. Heap Sr., Albert Moore, Miss Vanilla, Albert Motley, Geraldine Elizabeth, Douglas Thompson, Ellington Houston, Led Oz, Elijah Oz, Jerome Oz, Henry West Staten, Joe Jamel Oz, Ann Pierce, Donald Carter, Lily Green, Nathan Green, Ben Bond, John Dewey, Ruth Beard, Tim Butler, Ramey, Laura Newton, J.B. Foggy, Thomas Newton Sr., Baba Naeem, Jeanette Sanders, Jerry C. Sanders, Roy Pruitt, H.J. Brantley Sr., Henry Wilson, Rufus Jenkins, Minnie Wilson, Catherine Sanders, Muriel Ellis, Elizabeth Sanders, Henrietta Irby, Mildred Armstead, Margaret Armstead, Captain Anthony, Ruby Brown, Charles Walker Sr., Charlie Walker, Cecil Russell, Diane Urban, Haroon Phillips, William Ford, Margaret Logan, Phyllis Barnett, Lee Urban Sr., Michael Urban, Ozella Watson, Hugo Watson, John Caldwell Sr., Robbie Lee Caldwell, Nevaeh Mitchell, Ryan McCormick Sr., Sabrina Easley, Rashawn Easley, Javea McCormick, Barbara Ann Reed, Dorothy Ann Reed, John Reed, Shekhar Maha Reed Jr., John Reed Jr., Patricia Reed, Edward R. Benson Sr., Ethel H. McNair, Lord Fernandez, Jacqueline Broadus, Reginald Oliver, Mazarine Coper, George Swan, Edmonde Grayson, Charles Scott, Charles H. Scott, Michael Morgan, Charlene Morgan, Sybil Edwards McNabb, and Annie Ferguson, William Ferguson, Shelby McClendon. On to our book, and we have room for your ancestors because this whole book is dedicated for the ancestors, and we're building up to add the list because once again, this year we had 2 pages in the Kwanzaa in the Kwanzaa book. Next year I want to have 3 to 4. We got Joella Giles, James Carswell, Liberta Adams, also known as Aunt Sis, Elder Shaka McNair, Anthony Brown, Jonathan Ford, Lottie Gaucher, Cousin Tony, Michael Johnson, James Jimmy Johnson, Barbara Shang Lewis, Ronald Shelton Jr., Damian Top, Westina Banks, Joseph Bingham, Quincy, Mama, Aunt Lady, Abraham Isaac, Cundiff, Aunt Barbara Lewis, Renee Johnson, Joy, Ryan, Ross Riggins, Jamonte, Marcus Price, Ness Words, Marshawn McCarroll, Demetrius Beard, Herb Jefferson, Ralph Mickens, Ed Walker, Quasi Sample, Candace Simmons, Severin Clayton, Leonard Jones, Melvin Scott Sr., Elder Clarence Lumpkins, Elizabeth Johnson, Frank Smith, Stacy Trice, Denisa Gorey, Nathaniel Hassan Turner, Khalid Isin, also known as Nigel Turner, Demetrius Lewis Flint, and Daniel Tilley and Angeline Gant, which are some new branches on my personal tree. Well, they're not new, but I just found them. My mom found, I can't remember whose death certificate she found, but it had, or somebody sent it to her, and it had Daniel Tilly and Angeline Gant on, and I think that's Tilly, Rosie Lee Tilly's mom, on my list. All right, so family, we lift up the glass. We salute those marvelous, wonderful, beautiful ancestors, right? It's important that we keep our personal ancestors, our personal line popping off. It reminds us of what we are doing. Oh, my God. It reminds us of what we're doing, right? And reminds us why we're fighting. So we salute our ancestors, right? And we say Ashe. So to keep the pack, we move into the present moment. Right now, we are on Omani family. Open up your reticular formations or activate your reticular formations and start seeking out Imani. For those that don't speak the language, Imani means faith. Also, the motto principle today is harmony. Trust is what we teach the young people, far as in Millennium 7. Red is the color. Didn't go get the red shirt. Matter of fact, I got to fold all those clothes today. The Hermetic law is gender. Male name for the day is Quasi. Shouts out to Quasi. We got Quasi Cleve downstairs. We got brother Quasi Low in the tribe. And we got female name Akasua. Right? So we lift up our glass. We salute the present moment because in the moment is our power. We lift up our glass. We say Ashe. Where we go from there? We toast our children, our children's children on to infinity. We toast them in advance. And we say Ashe. Where do we go from there, family? Last but not least. This ain't what we nowhere near last, but we toast all of our ancestors. All of our relations, and we say Ashe. From there, family, this is that personal toast for you, What is it that you need in order to move towards your greatness in this moment? And we say, Ashe. Last but not least, family, I want to toast the most marvelous, beautiful, uplifting, inspiring, strong, intelligent individual in the room. Don't look around. It's you. I toast you, and we say, Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Family, we wish you peace, power, joy, and 100 years. Hot damn. Summer in the city. This ambrosia good and the girls are pretty. Man, hey, so, yo, lines are open. Let me type it in. Lines are open. 614-556-4535. Bow. All right, we sent it out. That's on YouTube. That's on, it even clicked to Facebook. But I don't think it went to Facebook. Let me check. You don't post on Facebook. I'm still waiting for my little personal birthday gift because I got this new device coming. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna go out and buy the hopefully the tripod, and hopefully it fits. If not, I just keep the receipt and take it back. Learning a lot. All right, you know, I never knew that you could take stuff back. I mean, I kind of knew, but I've just been lazy on it. So 614. Call in line. Call in 614-556-4535. Boom. Let me put call in lines on there just in case it's somebody new. Call in lines are open. I want a damn omelet. That's what I want this morning. I want an omelet.
You know what, Hashem?
What's up?
It's time for me to have a bed and breakfast down there. I just decided. When you said you wanted an omelet just then, I know exactly what kind of omelet you want. All right? I know that the omelet that you want go all the way back to the Red Sea Lounge and before and beyond. See, thing is that I have gifts that I know that I'm good at, and I reserve those. And dig this. If you look at my whole history as a creator, I reserve the right. To hold on to the things that I create in the sacred nature.
Uh-oh.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yes,
Look. You ever seen me do a song? You ever seen me do a song in front of some folks that just wasn't on the vibration to receive it? And it's like, you know what? All right, I'm gonna just hold this for that sacred moment where this song might answer a question in the air. And so that's what I do when I do shows now. I read the vibe. I read the audience. Do I do a love song? I'll even ask them, do it. Love or revolution? Right?
Right.
And we just take it from there. Man, I want to do the same thing on the breakfast tip. I want to turn to my family and say, all right, Dave, we want love or revolution. All right.
Yes,
so
sir.
I'm just saying that. I want today to be the day that we put our creative powers and our superpowers to the test. Now, I just put out in the universe. That's what I want to do, and I decided I want to do it down there.
Shaka.
So if within the next 30 days we can come up with the time and space for me to be redelivered to Columbus, then I'm down with it.
Oh, wait, hold on. So you're talking about setting up for a day and doing breakfast. Is that what you're talking about?
Not only that, Hatem, I'm talking about coming there to put my stake into some space that's going to allow that to be that function. Every time we want to, like last time I was there, we went to a wonderful place and had a wonderful breakfast.
Oh, yeah, we did. Ooh. But you guess what I'm holding in my hand right now, Shaka? Because remember I said I ain't got no more ambrosia? But you know what I do got?
What you got?
I got a red decorative bottle of Red June that I've been holding on for. When did you get this to me? Sometime last year?
A year ago.
So I will be
a year ago. And I'll say a year ago because I started bottling in the beer bottles after March.
So yeah, we gonna break this open and we gonna sip on this until we get some more ambrosia because I think.
Hey, and you know what's so crazy about that, Hot Tim?
What's up?
The sister was around this time last year. This sister was going through some stuff, and she requested some of my Red June. And she was so, you know how some people are just leery of things that they don't understand. She was so leery of stuff, even though she requested it because she knew, you know?
Right.
But she was so leery of it, it just sat in her cubicle in a cabinet for a year. And I happened to have some business to do over this past week in that building. And she was like, you know what? I don't want to waste this, but I want to give these back to you because I know that they're worth something to you. And so she gave those back. And if I'm not mistaken, they come from the same batch.
Ooh.
What you got in that red bottle.
All right. So this is.
So I'm gonna go out my car. I'm gonna grab that, and we can enjoy it. I'm gonna pop mine here.
Oh, you want to drink some now? You want? Cool. Cool. I was saving it for tomorrow, but since we doing toast and discuss, I'm gonna go and pop this right now. So this is when this was young in his brewing history. So it's gonna be very, very strong. I'm just letting y'all know. Now,
hold up, don't pop it yet.
I ain't gonna pop it yet. But for those that don't now Shaka's talking about doing a breakfast, right? But he want to set up here. But there's a possibility that we can do a live toast and talk breakfast, right? You just need to get the location, and I think Sister Navita might be working on that one for Brother Hot Tim right now, or actually for Gye-Nyame's Journey. Speaking of that, G&J, matter of fact, a mall day in April would be great, or do a early morning, for the Malcolm X Festival. Do a breakfast. Oh. All right, but yo, we had the G&J Community Mall popping off, a full-service market at Millennium Community School, 3500 Refugee Road, Columbus, Ohio, March 30th from 12 to 6 p.m. Family, we are getting ready. The vendors are registered. So y'all listen, come on out and support, and let's get to this community building. Now, y'all know today we're going to talk some more about the reparations or some of the other stuff that y'all want to talk about. Because I see Lady J on the line, Brother Quasi Lowe, he's on the line, but he ain't talking because he big time now because Jesus came to his show. And if y'all ain't see that, Jesus was on his show last week. And since Jesus been on his show, Quasi just have not been the same. You know, you get a celebrity on your show, all of a sudden, you too big for the people that was there for you in the beginning. I don't care if Jesus came on your show, Quasi. I don't care. I'm going to get Jesus on my show now. And he going to float too. Now, backwards. Then I'm going to put a glass of water and have him stand on it and walk across water. How about that? Top that, Quasi. How about that, Quasi? Since you don't want to talk.
Yeah, I'm about to start paying people to talk for me, you know what I'm saying? I don't like to use my own words since I'm I'm on another level now.
Oh shit! Now, so I gotta pay people. Okay, I'm gonna pay two people. One gonna do one half of my thought, the other gonna do the other half. Now, top that. Now, get Jesus on your show. If the Muslims wouldn't go crazy, I'd call Muhammad up. But I just don't want them type of problems. You tripping. Matter of fact, I'm going to get Buddha. Top that one.
How you doing? How you doing? You doing too much. You doing too much.
All right. Lady J is on the show. The beautiful, unstoppable Lady J. The one that loved to quote the niggas sing rivers or something, and stuff like that. But anyway, family, we have the Gye-Nyame Journey Mall coming out March 30th. We would love to see you. We will have, hold on, let me read, because this is a beautiful flyer. I'm about to send it back out. Me and Gina are going to be working on her project today, too. And also, Gina, I think Gina might be working a booth. Because we trying to make sure our young people start understanding business and stuff. What's up, Gina? What's up? G&J Community Mall is not just a mall, but a cultural stabilizer for our community. This is a once a month pop-up shop mall marketplace, community gathering place. Come shop, support, and create economic development. Clothing, jewelry, business, services, fresh produce, toothpaste, natural soaps, cleaning supplies, hair products, and etc. Yanni Spa is going to be there. So we're going to have another presentation on the African heritage diet. You can pick you up some toothpaste. Then on top of that, you can have you a nice conversation. Gina just dropped me a note saying my dad is crazy. Thank you very much, baby. All right, and she spelt it all right. So we're gonna have food vendors. This time we're gonna have fish as well. So family, come on out. We got the movie popping off at 3 p.m. You can buy we gonna make it so that you can buy the movie tickets in advance as well. Because now remember, the movie goes to support when we do Kwanzaa or when we do the Malcolm X Festival. You know what I'm saying? So we got to raise these funds so that we can have a real good time. I already told y'all we talking about a game room. Gina, can you please go rinse this off for me? Because I don't want any ambrosia when I do the Red June. So now we got that, huh? We got the mall piece. We spoke about it. Any questions about that, feel free to call in, or you could go on and leave me a message up on one of the chats. I'm up. But then also, yesterday we left off on a discussion. We was talking about the whole reparations piece. I'm gonna finish reading from an article from Vox, VOX. Very good. I mean, I like their site. I like they have nice, concise videos giving you information. They also have some articles sort of along the lines of where I want to take Gye-Nyame Journey. You know what I'm saying? All right, so we left off. The mere willingness of some Democratic candidates to say to support reparations reflect the shift from recent years. President Barack Obama did not endorse reparations. Hold on. Where is my other... Oh, this damn cord is all up in the way. I can't do this. Hold on. Yep. Oh, God.
You still haven't went to designer's house and got the big black tablet.
Well, that tablet is in safe hands. That's over some of the tribe's house, and it's cool. Let me go. I gotta find it. Give me a second, cause I can't read through this thing. So, Lady J, you got anything you want to say while I'm looking up this article? Oh, she just listening in. Okay.
No, I don't have anything at this time, Tim.
How you doing today?
I'm blessed. Thanks for asking, Tim.
Okay. Okay. All right. Jimmy, here we go. Sorry it took me so long. But I got, those that know, my phone wasn't charging because, Brother Shaka took an opportunity to take a jab at us, those of us that use Android, you know, because my phone didn't charge last night. I know I should have gave him the business, but I let him slide on that, you know. All right. Go ahead.
I will say, as a recent converter
to
iPhone.
To iPhone?
Mm-hmm.
You went to iPhone from Android?
I most definitely did.
Okay, go ahead. What you think?
It is a little different, Tim.
Oh yeah, I know
there's some good and some bad. And one thing that is good is that I don't know when the last time I charged my phone.
Wow. I mean, so you saying the battery life is incredible, huh?
I think so, Tim. I think so. I don't know. Like, I'm only 1/4 down on my battery, but I know I didn't charge my phone last night. I didn't charge my phone at work yesterday. So that means I would have charged my phone before I went to work yesterday. And I'm in very good shape.
All right,
if I charge my phone at night, I don't need to charge it all day.
Yeah.
All right, so I got a question as far as that. How about storage space?
So that's a disadvantage in my eyes, and also I can't figure out how I can say I'm out when I'm connected to the internet at home or somewhere, I'm good. But if I'm out and about, there are certain things I can't do that I used to be able to do on an Android.
That might just be as simple as you figuring. I mean, because I know they got storage space, but because like the reason I never really liked because you know at the job I got an iPhone, and I never could get into it because it always talk about how limited my space was, and I know it's because I don't understand.
And they want you to buy.
I'm not doing all that shit. I'm not. You know.
I agree.
I ain't doing all that. So here we go.
On my Android, I have 5,000 pictures and videos.
Right.
I think that's impossible on the iPhone.
Well, I wouldn't. Now, in defense, not just because not that I like it, but I know there's a way to do it because we have people in our circle that have just as much stuff as we do on our stuff. So let me find where I'm at in this piece. For those that don't know, I'm reading from the Vox article, the 2020 Democratic primary debate over reparations. It is by P.R. Lockhart. What's up, Gigi? It was published March 11th. So I'm gonna start over because I got some new people on here. What?
Do we have to go out to buy supplies?
No. What we're going to do is we're going to write it up. You don't need supplies today because the way you're doing your report is you're going to cover the who, what, where, why, when, and how of a stegosaurus. And then we're going to put that on poster board. And then we're going to post up pictures. And you're going to cut the pictures out with glue. Yeah. You're going to have 2 poster boards. All right? Is that cool?
Yeah.
All right. A new 2020 litmus test has arrived for Democratic running for president. Do they support reparations? It marks a turn in the primary contest in which black voters are expected to play a significant role. The attention to reparations has become so prominent speaks to a series of changes that have occurred in recent years, namely the increased academic understanding of and public attention to the ways a history of slavery and discrimination has fueled disparities like the racial wealth gap, which shows that the median white household is 10 times wealthier than the median black one. These changes, coupled with a wave of grassroots activism around racial inequality and economic injustice, have helped produce a shift in mainstream attention to reparations. That attention intensified after the 2020 Democratic candidates commented on reparations to the New York Times and the Washington Post last month. So far, a handful of candidates have expressed some level of support for reparations. Senator Kamala Harris, Democrat from California, and Elizabeth Warren, Democrat from Maryland, a former Housing and Urban Development Secretary Julian Castro, have called the issue important or acknowledged how history supports calls for restitution. Senator Cory Booker, Democrat New Jersey, has been running on a policy that would help close the racial wealth gap, while Senator Bernie Sanders, Independent, Vermont, has declined to support reparation but argues that his focus on policies helping distressed communities in general will particularly aid black communities. The candidate most fervently backing reparation is Marianne Williamson, a self-help guru and spiritual advisor who wants to set aside $100 billion to $500 billion for reparation programs. Several high-profile candidates have acknowledged the damages of slavery, the centuries of legalized oppression, terrorism, and disenfranchisement that follow, and how the vestiges of those systems remain embedded in society in practices such as mass incarceration.
Am I going to Millennium next year?
Yes. Some candidates have also noted that reparations, the process of apologizing and providing restitution to those harmed by slavery and its legacy, will serve as payment for a debt America has yet to truly acknowledge 150 years after emancipation. But they've stopped short of actually calling for reparation programs. Instead, experts say the same that some candidates have muddied the waters by framing universal programs that would help black communities as a form of reparations, which they aren't. The discussion has touched on long-standing debates about what the United States owes to the descendants of enslaved men and women, a population that has been systematically denied wealth and opportunity in a country built with stolen labor of their ancestors. Surveys of black voters in recent years have found that this group is dealing with high levels of racial anxiety and are looking for candidates who can speak directly to issues of race and justice, including economic justice. Reparations have not been listed as a priority by black Americans in recent polling, but the current debate could change that. The debate also provides important insight into how candidates talk about race and inequality. I think the reparations discussions helps to open up a broader conversation about the fact that centuries of discriminatory policies have prevented mobility among black communities, says Adrian Shropshire, the executive director of Black PAC, a group that works to engage and mobilize black voters. Still, she says that how candidates have discussed the issue so far lacks substance. The mere willingness of some Democratic candidates to say that they support reparations reflect a shift from recent years. President Barack Obama did not, and I stress that, President Barack Obama did not endorse reparation or support creating a reparations program. In 2016, Sanders and Hillary Clinton, the eventual Democratic nominees, also did not support reparations. Sanders, in particular, was criticized for focusing his opposition on the fact that reparations were divisive and would not pass Congress. The issue was, and still is, politically unpopular, particularly among white voters. It's clear that the Democratic Party is being pushed to have difficult conversations about race and racism. But where did this conversation about reparations come from? And what does it say about the party as a whole? How the idea of reparation entered the national conversation. We part of that, y'all. Hold on. Proponents of reparations say their argument is straightforward. America, through more than 200 years of slavery, built its wealth through the labor and very existence of black men and women enslaved in chattel bondage. The centuries that follow emancipation say the creation of policies that discriminate against black people and largely exclude them from wealth building, creating an inherited disadvantage for future generations. Reparation, its supporters argue, provide redress for both the original sins of slavery and America's subsequent failure to address generations worth of accrued disadvantage in black communities. Though the idea of Gina, you need to charge your computer because we're gonna be working on your project, and I'm gonna show you how to build all this. All right. Though the idea, real life here, Gye-Nyame Journey, sorry. Though the idea of reparation has been around since the Civil War, the current debate about reparations moved further into the national popular conversation in 2014 when a journalist, Ta-Nehisi Coates, wrote The Case for Reparations. Good article. For the Atlantic, arguing that the reparations would drive a national reckoning that would lead to spiritual renewal. America needs some spiritual renewal. At the time, it was provocative. It was a provocative argument, clearly intended to prompt a conversation about the moral necessity of reparation. Coates' article is well worth reading in full, but an important part of his argument is about housing policy and wealth, two of the most visible ways the inherited disadvantage of black people has manifested. Coates explained, black families, regardless of income, are significantly less wealthy than white families. The Pew Research Center, which I posted it up on Gye-Nyame Journey earlier this week, some new stats from them. The Pew Research Center estimates that white households are worth roughly 20 times as much as black households, and that whereas only 15% of whites have zero or negative wealth, more than a third of blacks do. So that means if there are 30 million of us here, that means 10 million have absolutely no wealth. Effectively, the black families in America is working without a safety net. When financial calamities strike, a medical emergency, divorce, job loss, the fall is precipitous. And just as black families of all incomes remain handicapped by a lack of wealth, so too do they remain handicapped by the restricted choice of neighborhood. Black people with upper middle class income do not generally live in upper middle class neighborhoods. New York University sociologist Patrick Sharkey's research shows that black families making $100,000 typically live in the kinds of neighborhoods inhabited by white families making $30,000. Blacks and whites inhabit such different neighborhoods. Sharkey writes that it is not possible to compare the economic outcome of black and white children. Coates openly acknowledges that his case follows a larger academic movement that has existed for decades. One in the recent years has been further advanced by economists like Duke University's William Darity and the New School's Derek Hamilton, both of whom look at the relationship between racial inequality, wealth, and the need for reparations. More broadly, a growing body of research has outlined the extent of the disparities between black and white Americans in terms of income, health outcomes, quality schooling, home ownership, and perhaps most significantly for economists, a continued decline in wealth among black Americans. Collectively, the disparities and the arguments that they are the result of history of slavery and racial discrimination have fueled a new wave of activism around racial inequality, increased calls for reparation from black activists. In 2016, the Movement for Black Lives, a coalition of dozens of activist programs, or activist groups working on racial justice include reparation in its policy platform. More recently, online calls for reparation have been driven by a grassroots movement of black activists specifically advocating on the behalf of Americans descendants of slaves, or ADOS as the movement is called. Somebody just dropped off. Sorry, I ain't mean to. Shaka, man, come on back, Shaka. Come on back. I'm gonna bust this open as soon as we get done reading and we get into our heated discussion. Oh, let me go back. I don't have to do that. I got that right here. I'm sorry. Let me go to the chat. Collectively, disparities and the argument that they are a result of... Okay, Kuzma. More recently, online calls for reparation have been driven by a grassroots movement of black activists specifically advocating on the behalf of American descendants of slavery, or ADOS as the movement is called. ADOS. In an interview with Vox, Antonio Moore and Yvette Carnell, the co-founders of the most prominent voices in the current ADOS movement, explained that they believe that ADOS should be seen as a specific identity. On its website, the movement says that it seeks to reclaim, and for those that want to go to the website, it's ADOS101.com. The movement says, and I got 2 tickets so far. I'm gonna get, because I want to take a crew from Columbus to the national gathering that's going to be happening in October in Kentucky, which is, I think, about 3 hours away. Wherever it is in Kentucky. The movement says that it seeks to reclaim, restore the critical national character of African American identity and experience, one grounded in a group's unique lineage. Oh, Shaka came back. He ran away and then he came back. I hope you got your stuff, because we're going to pop this in a second. Hold on. When it comes to reparations, Moore says, we're not having an abstract conversation about what whiteness and blackness makes you feel. We're having a very detailed conversation about what the data means for black people. We're talking about repairing black communities, he adds. On Twitter and through online radio programs and YouTube channels, Moore and Carnell have argued that policy and politicians need to focus more on specific issues affecting black Americans descended from slavery in the U.S. They call for reparation as part of a larger black agenda that looks at things like ending mass incarceration, investing in historically black colleges and universities, and increasing federal investments in small businesses. But this movement has also faced criticism, not for its call for reparations, but for how it discusses immigration and black identity. Critics have argued that some ADOS activists are openly xenophobic and that the movement endorses an unnecessarily limited definition of blackness, dismissing the way slavery and colonization has affected other groups in the African diaspora. When I asked Moore and Carnell to respond to these criticisms, they said that the movement was seeking to establish that there was a specific debt to a specific group of people. A growing body of research argues that reparations should happen. Taking a step back, it's helpful to look at the arguments supporting reparations that have been laid out in recent years, especially since these proposals differ in a lot of ways from how the 2020 candidates have discussed reparations. While it is true that reparations as a concept can refer to multiple things, in a specific context, it refers to demands for a formal apology for centuries of slavery and discrimination and subsequent restitution for black people descended from men and women enslaved in the United States. This debate is by no means new. Demands for reparation were made during the Civil War through Union Army General William T. Sherman, Special Field Order 15, issued in January of 1865. The proposal called for a massive landed redistribution, giving roughly 40,000 formerly enslaved people 40 acres of land each, the basis for the 40 acres and a mule terminology. that is often invoked in modern discussions of reparation. However, this redistribution was short-lived, with President Andrew Johnson rescinding the order and returning the land to the white owners later that year. There are examples of individual people and some coalitions seeking compensation for their enslavement in the decades following the Civil War, but the era of Reconstruction that followed did not see any concerted federal effort to apologize for slavery or provide any sort of payment to formerly enslaved people. Congressional bills seeking financial compensation never received any serious legislation action. After the Civil War, systems of convict leasing and sharecropping continued to exploit black labor while allowing white society to hoard the wealth created by the work. Communities that later succeeded in building black wealth, places like Tulsa, Oklahoma, also known as Black Wall Street, in the early 20s, were met with outright violence or were subjected to whitescaping, a type of threat used to scare black people into relocating. While in the 20th century, a combination of federal policies and private industry regulations allowed not only for Jim Crow in the South, but for a limited ability of black people to access wealth-building programs like the New Deal and GI Bill. Black people were also exposed to discriminating housing practices like redlining, and pervasive residential and educational segregation further compounded earlier injustices. In other words, slavery created a system where black people were forced to provide the labor that built a country that they were virtually excluded from participating in. The end of slavery did not produce an effort to fully incorporate this group into American life, but instead ushered in a century of exclusion through the federal policy and exclusion that made black people an American underclass. So what would reparation actually look like? To remedy the specific harm of this large-scale dehumanization and denial of wealth, advocates say a large-scale investment, one that comes with an apology for the harms committed and a commitment to further mending these harms through payments and directly target policies is needed. There isn't a single model for what a reparation plan will look like, but it is helpful to look at the work of economists like Duke University's Darity and the New School's Hamilton, who sees reparation as a crucial way to address a significant gap in wealth between black and white Americans. I need to check out New School Hamilton. I wonder if that's who I think it is. The major financial objective of reparations program is to close the racial wealth gap. Darity tells Vox the universal program that some candidates have advanced won't come close to that, he says. There are three goals of reparations program, he explains. The first is acknowledgement, the second is redress, and the third is closure. So far, candidates have largely focused on the first point. Darity has been researching reparations in America and America's racial wealth gap for years, providing more information on how far black wealth lags behind other groups on how slavery and systematic discrimination played a role in creating this situation. When reparations are discussed, the biggest question raised revolves around what a reparation program would look like. Who would benefit? Who would pay? And how would it be funded? The best way to determine this would be for the government to formally study reparations. Until that happens, it is helpful to look at Darity's work, which provides one possible roadmap for reparation and addresses some of the above questions. Looking at who would qualify for reparations, Darity argues that the restitution should be limited to people who can trace their roots back to at least one ancestor enslaved in the U.S., adding that the claimant must also have identified as black, African American, colored, or Negro on legal and government documents at least 10 years before the reparation program takes effect. When it comes to what a reparations plan will look like, Darity has argued that exclusively offering cash payments without addressing the underlying structures that have restricted black people from building wealth will fail to correct the issue. Instead, he has looked at what he calls a portfolio of reparations, a combination of individual payment and race-targeted proposals like vouchers for financial asset building, free medical insurance, or free college education for black people, or trust fund exclusively for black Americans, who also called for an education program that would teach Americans the complete story of slavery and its after effects, which he says would help the country understand the harms done. To read more of Darity's work, these two papers are a good start, and you could click the link and it'll take you there. Darity is currently working on a book about reparations in America, and he has argued the U.S. would need to spend several $1 trillion to begin its process of atonement for centuries of bondage, violence, and discrimination against black Americans. Estimates from other economists and researchers range from $6.4 trillion to $14 trillion. The damages to the collective well-being of black people have been enormous. Darity has noted in his research correspondingly, so is the appropriate bill.
How long is this thing? I'm over here freaking out.
I'm sorry. I'll stop. We can stop. We can stop. Because it's longer than I thought. But, it's good.
I'm sitting in the line at the gas station. They taking forever. And I was like, man, I can deal with this line. I just want to talk.
All right, cool. Let's talk. Let's get it, family. What's going on? What's on your mind? Shaka, I have your drink. If you're still on the line, he probably tuned out on me too. He mean like that.
Man, let me tell you something.
Uh-oh, I apologize.
I'm sitting here. I done already popped mine over here, and I got a mouthful to say about it.
This was young in your process, dude. But all right, I'm about to pop it. This was a gift from Brother Shaka. Now, you don't shake this up. You spin it up and stuff like this. Hot damn. Well, I didn't pop it. It popped itself. Done fucked up all my equipment. But it's alive. It's alive. Hot damn, I gotta take a shower now. All right. Yeah. It blew up on me, family. But that's cool. We cool.
Yo, taste it.
Hold on. Let me clean up my equipment. Shit. My tablet is going crazy. All right. So hopefully y'all can still hear me. God damn. All right. Hold on, look at that. Shaka, this is what you wanted, right? That's what you talk about you wanted. You wanted some of yours to pour like that. Look at that. Got a nice little head on it. I got to find the top because I don't want it to go. God damn. All my shit wet. I hope it ain't mess up my keyboard. All right, so let's go and take a test. Ooh.
It'll probably make your Android shit work better.
My Android shit work better than your iPhone just because you got a big-ass lumpy battery in the back. Come on, dog. Oh, shit. Oh.
What y'all really doing? Taste testing? I'm not watching. I'm just listening.
Yeah, I'm tasting Shaka's, he gave me a bottle of, his drink, and it blew up on me. But now I'm sipping on it, and yo, it's kind of worth the wait. I mean, worth the wetness. I gotta give me some new pants, though.
It's strong.
Well, actually, it's very mature. It's not strong. It has a light vinegar veneer, not taste, but then you could taste the sweetness deep down inside. Good God Almighty, this is a good job, Shaka. Nice color. You can tell.
Good description. Good description. Yo, the bubbles.
Yeah. And I remember when you saw mine that I had sitting around for years, you said, I want mine to bubble like that. Well, them bubbled all up on my goddamn seat and all over my equipment. But it's all
man.
Good. All right, now, back to the show. Bring me a towel. All right, so now it's time for the discussion. Lady J is back. Anybody got anything y'all want to discuss the article? Because I still got another 20 minutes to go. Or we can just go have a discussion.
Wait, what's on your mind, man? You sound like you got some place you trying to go with it.
Yeah, I wanted to say about just a conversation I was having.
Did the Bible bus?
Oh. Am I on mute? Can you hear me?
No, I can hear you.
I can hear you.
I was talking to my man Jesus, man. We was just chopping it up. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, you just gonna keep on throwing that shit up, right? You gonna just keep on throwing up Jesus and shit. Go ahead.
I was telling him about some of these trials and tribulations I be having out here. You know what I mean? He be telling the nigga keep his head up. I appreciate that, Jesus. You a real one. You know what I mean? But I was telling him about this situation with the kids that I mentor about. I was talking to him about ADOS. Kind of went off the script a little bit, you know. We were talking about ADOS, and it's all black kids. But there's this one girl who is, she was born in Togo, and her family is Ghanaian descent.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to say, you know, I had to stick to my guns. Like, well, you know, ADOS is specifically for American descendants of slavery. You know, people who went through the slave, who actually have family who descend from people who went through slavery, the slave trade, and the whole thing.
Right.
So you said wait.
No, I said right. I'm listening. Go ahead.
So the girl she got Ghanaian descent, and I was like, well, you know, that technically doesn't apply to you. And then I kind of felt bad, you know what I mean, because she was kind of excluded. But then when I thought about it, then we continued the conversation. I was like, however, Ghanaian citizens have a specific reparations case against England.
Right. Right.
And Angola has a specific case against Portugal.
Right.
And Kenya has a specific case against France, I believe.
Right.
And India has a specific case against Britain. You see what I'm saying? And China has a specific case against a whole bunch of them motherfuckers. So it's not that we are sitting up here trying to make a claim and isolate ourselves from everybody. We're spearheading the whole shit to where everybody on the fucking planet needs to take Western nations to court and make them pay, everybody, because they've colonized and imperialized the entire planet.
And are benefiting heavily while leaving people behind. And what the brilliant part about the movement that, and you know, because Yvette Carnell and Antonio Moore are about y'all age. The brilliant thing that they brought to the movement that wasn't there before was the identity piece. Because with the whole identity piece, it allows us to focus our guns where it need to be. Because at one point in time, people was just talking about reparations against white supremacy. You know, I don't know no court of white supremacy. I know a court of America. I know a court of Portugal. We wasn't specific with it. And what this movement has done, it has given us an identity in where we can go and credibly bring up this whole issue. Not just about going to court, but going to Congress and sending people up in Congress. And people got to understand, it's bigger than 2020. We're not just talking about 2020. This is going to be an ongoing struggle. Because let's say something happened in 2020 and they put it on the books. They put it and it get passed. We got to make sure that every president after that is in support of it, because at any given time it could be canceled. And let's say you don't get it, we don't get nothing in 2020. That don't stop us from 2022. That don't stop us from 2024. That don't stop us from getting our young people ready and fired up to get up in there and fight for our shit. In more than one, in all the ways that we need to fight. And let's just say it like that. So,
man, people be hella disrespectful, man. People need to learn how to use that mute button. Killing my ears and all that shucking and jiving in the background.
What's shucking and driving? Who's shucking and jiving?
I don't know. It sounds like somebody moving around the school.
Hey, who on here is shucking and jiving? We got a shucking and jiving call out. All shucking and jiving, stop. All right. So, and it's like, and because, and then also, when you go to Africa, what you start finding out is that there's nobody really, how can I put it? They will call themselves African, but they will get very specific about where in Africa they are from and what group they belong to. And that's one thing that we have never really identified, and there's no crime against us identifying who we are. And if it offends people, you need to really look at those people and be like, why is me embracing something that I share with a group of people threatening to you? One of the things we got to realize that in war, in competition, you win if the other team is disorganized and confused. And for a long time, we've been disorganized and confused.
Yeah. That's what Jesus was saying, too, man. He was like, yo, I think he was saying, like, y'all need to recognize how powerful this moment is, because by so many lies have been told. So if we present a level-headed case, that's our challenge as Black ADOA, is to stay level-headed and to start diving into data. Because if we present the data with a level head, then we've been lied on, we've been lied to by an organizing body that has for centuries claimed itself to be the moral savior of the planet, in a sense. That's kind of the close.
But I think, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Well, I mean, so by poking holes in the facade that they've created, we're in the position now to bring the entirety of white supremacy, everything that white people have built over the centuries. We're in a position. I mean, we kind of always have been, but I think the moment is just more right.
Oh, you feeling it now? So you see,
you know what I mean? But it's all coming down. If we pull at that string and then we get the ADOS thing and we get reparations, that momentum is going to bring the whole situation crumbling.
So, it's important for me that you getting that being a younger brother, man, because the piece is, a lot of people don't understand, like you said, that moment, man, is timing. We are in a perfect time. And think about this. We've been preparing for something like this since I met you 10 years ago. And the moment is upon us. We have been training, we have been meeting, we have been falling out, we've been arguing, and all this. And the moment is right here. One of them, because there's going to be some other moments that pop up too. But this right here, because even if we don't change the minds of the politicians, even if we don't get reparations, right? What this does, it sends out a signal to everybody else. Oh, this some bullshit. This some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? There's a reckoning coming. We have to start really seriously getting ready. But Lady J, you had something you wanted to comment on. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm old. I forgot that fast. It'll come back to me.
When you became old? So I can start doing old jokes about you?
If you like, you can.
You're not officially old, so I'm not going to let you have that one. You can't claim that. Shut your young ass up. How about that? You're not old. You faking old. But go ahead. Somebody else has something.
Yeah, I just think the momentum, the conversations, man. It's because while the moment, the opportunity is there. I think the key. One of the things you were saying not too long ago, maybe a few weeks or a month ago, something that you was kind of on, was that it's not all going to happen at once, right? And we still haven't reached the critical mass. Like you were talking about how we kind of got to be honest with where we're at. And we haven't reached the critical mass yet. We feel like, I hate to say it, man, the reality of where we at still is going to scare a lot of people, because the reality of it is that specifically at this phase, it's a lot of heavy lifting to be done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And by heavy, I mean sitting in the basement and studying for 5 hours straight to get, you know what I mean, one year, one name, one date. You know what I mean? That connects something. Because that's the thing, man. Like going into the court of law, I think two things. On one hand, going into their court of laws and you know, using some of the legal precedents that they've set throughout their legal history, that's one thing. What I genuinely think was to come from this whole movement, if it's successful, what success would look like would be indigenous people or descendants of enslaved people, descendants of indigenous people around the world will start to be the courts.
Ooh.
Because, yeah, you see what I'm saying? We can't, it doesn't even make sense to me to think. That's my whole thing with the whole R. Kelly shit that I think a lot of people was missing for me was R. Kelly did it. It's obvious, it's simple. But no matter what, I always get, no matter what the fuck they did, I'm always uneasy about a black man getting judged by a white man. Period.
Ooh.
You know what I mean?
Ooh. Ooh. You know what? And maybe you might be one of the first ones to really be able to voice what that is, because it's like it's not necessarily that you want my R. Kelly to get off. It's just the fact of who and what he's being convicted by.
Right.
I can dig that shit. See, and I think one of because one
that nigga to death ourselves to the street to make a point. Because I'm about that life.
Let me
understand. Hand off for stealing.
Let me understand. So I just missed something because I had to take the headphones out. So the conversation just said that go back to R. Kelly real quick, please.
The conversation said something?
No. She missed your point. You said the major point that
I'm saying. Oh, forgive me. Okay, so I was saying that my concern with the R. Kelly, the whole R. Kelly situation is that he's being judged. I'm always uneasy to see a black man judged by a white man. That's no matter what the charges, no matter how confident or how much I feel like the black man is guilty, I don't think that there's no type of justice that can be dispensed or dispatched to black people by white people. I just think it's a contradiction in terms. So you kind of been in favor of just like no snitching movement, right? Where people won't tell the police.
Take your mama's shoes off.
You just imposed the whole way of thinking on me.
Yeah, I'm just saying. So people right now, that's a huge piece of why our communities kind of look the way they do. But this idea that if Johnny was like me and he commits a crime, then I'm not supposed to tell the white man, the cop, who did it, so Johnny just remains free, right?
Salute.
I mean, I don't know what are you asking me? Are you describing a mentality and asking me if that's my mentality? I don't understand. I'm kind of confused as to exactly what you're doing.
So I'll repeat it again. Is this Quasi?
This Quasi.
Yes.
Okay, you said you have a problem with black people being held responsible by a white jury or a white judge, white people, period, correct?
I mean...
Is that what you just said?
No, that's kind of close to what I just said. I guess it's close enough, I guess.
It's close enough. Okay, so what I asked you, when I hear people talk or when I read stuff or when I see things, I watch things, I always try to connect it with my prior knowledge or some other things that are going on. And what I'm saying is I just made a connection, and what you just said made me think about a lot of people's mentality regarding the police and crime in the community. And so their thing is they won't call the police because the police are pigs, they're this, they're that. And so when people commit crimes and do things in the community, no one holds them responsible because it's not like the community is at the point where they're holding people responsible yet. no one holds them responsible, right? So I'm asking, so my thing is, I heard what you said, but my thought on that is that doesn't help us unless we are policing ourselves, unless we have put together our own system of justice where these individuals will be held responsible. Now, the whole R. Kelly thing, that's a whole nother piece in itself, but like I said, it just makes me think about my community and the mentality of those people who live in my community, which, a lot of them share just what you just said. That whole idea that they don't want.
But I just heard, I've been trying to stay out, Lady J, that you provide me with such stimulation. It seems like when you kind of present both sides, like you kind of be having a conversation with yourself from both perspectives. You know what I mean? And it's pretty awesome to witness. I think that you spoke of both perspectives, because that's why I was kind of asking, like, just being a little sly, I guess, asking, was you asking me a question, or were you telling me what my perspective was based off of something else that you heard me say?
Yeah, I was asking you what's related, because like I said, I'm making connections. Don't mean that I'm making the right connections, but right. I see this and I hear this a lot. In fact, I did a little simulation in the Linda community relating to snitching and people's mentality and perspective, and those are some of the things that I gathered from it. We have a distrust for white people, which is why we don't want them. We have an issue reporting stuff to them.
It sounds like you're saying, like, I could have fit misguided trust. Misguided mistrust. From the way you're saying it, it's almost like what I'm hearing is almost as, well, I'm wondering, are you saying that we should trust white people more?
I didn't say that.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But I will say this. I will say this. The same point I just made. I'll make 2 points. One point is that people get paid to do a job. We pay taxes, and people are paid to do a job. And so I feel like people should be made to do their jobs. The second point is I don't want to live next door to robbers, rapists, and murderers. I don't give a fuck. I don't want my daughter out here living next door to no robber, rapist, or murderer. I don't want to live in my community. And so if we are not in a situation where we're going to take care of it ourselves, then we should make the people who are paid to take care of it with our tax dollars, which we don't have a choice on paying, we should make them take care of it. Period.
I hear what you're saying.
With my experience working in a school, with my experience 4 years working in the juvenile detention, I have watched and witnessed as people who have committed heinous crimes, crimes against people that look like themselves in our community, go free because people don't want to make people do their job, or people don't want to hold them accountable themselves. Period.
This is the thing. I think that we can all understand and recognize that this is a very precarious, a very nuanced, a very challenging situation that we find ourselves in as a human race, as Black people, as Americans, more specifically, as American descendants of slavery. All of our abilities to police ourselves have been intentionally and forcefully stripped away by a group of people who are willing to forcefully strip away the livelihood of another people. So now the people who have stripped away our livelihood and our ability to police ourselves, they install their police who have that same continued agenda, which was originally to strip us of our humanity. So while I do understand, it's almost, to me, it sounds like you're trying to make a simple solution out of a complex thing. Because on one hand, you don't have the systems in place to police ourselves. But it's not like we can't just ignore the fact that police are killing people and are raping people and getting off with it and are just violent and hostile in our communities and are disproportionately in our communities. And those the fact that they're disproportionately in our communities is directly correlated to crime statistics. You know what I mean?
So let me say this.
I do understand what you're saying. I think that we also
You're
need to look at the
absolutely
data.
You're absolutely right. I do come up with simple solutions for complex situations. And one simple solution that I have for this complex situation is a dual piece. The same way we are cultivating our young people to go into areas of politics and education, we have to put them into the same areas of policing and things like that. We must require our community policing agencies to hire people from within that community to look like the demographics that they are policing. That is
why is it so loud in the background?
The second thing that I don't know whose background that is, sir, but the second thing that I have that I suggest, and I've stated it on here before, is that we come up with the code of ethics, the code of standards, on a way that we will govern ourselves inside our communities. And this is something that Tupac and others have suggested in the past. But we come up with that code of standards, code of ethics on how we will behave within our community, and then we hold people accountable. I know over there off the south side, once a month they continue to have marches. They continue to have men meet in their orange shirts. I believe it's called Present for Peace, right? And these men walk around and they make themselves present. We need that throughout our black community. So it is something that we can do. We're going to have to start holding each other accountable. And I think that that's easier done than say. I think it's easy done. I think that we make it complex, but I think that it requires us to be advocates. It requires us to speak out. It requires us to point, when things happen that are counterproductive to our progression, that we speak on them instead of ignoring them like we have become accustomed to doing.
Hello?
I think that foundationally, I think criticism and critique is the number one thing that needs to learn how to flourish in the black community again. Criticism and critique, healthy criticism and critique, needs to learn how to flourish in the black community again, because we're too comfortable being stagnant. We're too comfortable having hit certain levels and being at that place, and then like kind of mastering that place, or at least in our mind thinking we mastered a certain level, and then just getting comfortable there and not continuing to progress. You know what I mean? Like, I was talking to my little cousin the other day, man. She's 12 years old, and her pops ain't around and everything, so I get to kind of, I get the opportunity to be that kind of male figure in her life. And she's kind of going through some situations right now where, single mom, so of course they don't have a lot of money, they be moving. So she about to have to start at a new school. And she was bummed out about it. And I was telling her, like, yo, it might suck right now, but when you become an adult, you're going to have developed a skill for making new friends and feeling comfortable in different situations, and always being able to kind of move between situations. You're never going to be too overwhelmed with something that's fresh. And I think I was telling her that that's a dope-ass life skill, because a lot of people, like that dude or that chick that went to the same school their whole life, like transitioned from elementary to middle school to high school and had the same friends and was popular in their friend group and had nice shoes and clothes. They get, and I know a lot of people like that, they get kind of complacent. They get stuck in that role of, I'm the big homie, I'm that bitch. You see what I'm saying? I'm whatever. And then they only know how to get regarded in a certain way. So then when people might challenge them to be better, then they're like, what? Who are you talking to? I'm the big homie. Like, what? I can't, you see what I'm saying? So having that humble mentality is what I think is going to be the key to success for us moving forward, and being able to address these systems. Because, like you talk about not snitching or snitching, but neither one is easy. They both come with consequences that are unintended. You see what I'm saying? But in order for us to bring it to the direction where we can police ourselves, we have to grow. We have to be willing for somebody to say, yo, the way you're doing this, you could be doing it better if you did this. And then vice versa. I need to be not only being lovingly and respectfully critical of the people in my circle, but I need to receive the loving criticism that they got from me, because it's all about growth. You know what I mean?
Word.
How can we take on the system? How can we take on the system if we not even a system that's going to be a huge challenge if we can't even rise to the challenges of each other? And we need to kind of get out of that big home.
You're right about that.
Hold on, we got Sister Kim calling in from Wazadu.
Hey, guys.
What's going on?
Hey. Yeah, I was just listening in, and I was listening to what Quasi was saying, and basically, from my point of view, it's like Quasi is thinking tribal, for whatever it's worth. People who are tribal would never kind of really go against their tribe when it's the opposition. So the government essentially is the opposition. You know, we're trying to get reparations from the government that they owe us. So if they owe us that, they are the opposition. And so if you have doubt when somebody in your own tribe stands before them, that's reasonable. Now, I understand we have people in your own tribe doing crimes against each other. That is true. But I'm saying what he was saying is basically thinking tribal. And if we're moving in that direction, thinking tribal, I think we're going to have some of these conversations. Yeah, R. Kelly probably was wrong. He was wrong. I'm not going to say probably. He was wrong in what he did. But at the same time, he went through this court system before, and then they made a TV program about him. So it's sensationalized. You know? And
super disrespectful. Like, how you gonna make a TV show about an allegation?
Let me ask you something. So if we're thinking tribal, that means that the tribe holds that individual accountable. That means that in this situation where it is suspected that's unfortunate. You know what I'm saying? The whole piece is unfortunate because we also have determined that he too was abused and neglected, right? And so this is
he was, but you saying the tribe holds people accountable? No, that is not the case.
The tribe would hold them.
No. The tribe's not organized like that. Everywhere outside the U.S., every country, they have established tribes, okay? And those tribes don't have a justice system. They don't hold each other accountable. But what they do is they stick together. They do. So
let me ask you together. Let me ask you this. So a few years ago, right? So a few years ago, my kid's father was murdered, right? He was murdered. He was at a bar. He gets into an altercation with someone. He walks out of the bar. Someone who is known to people because they were all at the bar together murders him. Instead of the people calling the police, they call every person in Columbus because he was well known. They call every person in Columbus. So therefore, I know that he's dead and laying in the alley before the police know. No one comes. This man could have lived. So my children now grow up without a father because people, instead of calling the ambulance to come revive this man, they leave him laying in the alley. Not only that, they know who murdered him because they were all there, but no one will tell. No one will hold these murderers. So my children, I'm not finished. My children and their siblings grow up without a father, and their murderer gets to walk the streets, right? And possibly murder someone else's father, right? So my thing is, I'm taking it off of R. Kelly because I'm saying it's okay. If we're going to say we're not going to listen to his music, or we're going to hold him accountable somehow, and but still, we don't feel like the government has a right. That's okay.
Hold on.
In a tribe, my understanding is we police ourselves. If somebody does something that they're not supposed to do, we take action ourselves. And we don't let someone come from the outside and take action. So my thing is, when will we take action? When will we take action?
Hold on.
There's so many levels to this. Let me say something real quick. Because I think what you just did, you be making me not want to call in, Lady J. That's why you are the reason why I call in. You see what I'm saying? So you be splitting the argument. But this is not your show. You be slanting the argument. Like what you just said wasn't.
Oh my God.
What you just said wasn't even. It wasn't even It didn't even work.
You said the tribe doesn't hold you accountable. And I said a tribe must hold you accountable. A tribe must hold you accountable.
That's what I'm saying.
Even Hakim says that. Hakim says that all the fucking time. A tribe will hold you accountable. If we're saying we don't want to outside nobody holding shit.
Why are you yelling?
I said that.
Hold on.
I said it.
Like Ben just yelling. Like,
Hold on, calm down.
I don't want to yell way all around, man. Like,
go ahead, man.
What is that? Like,
go ahead.
So first of all, you can say something
I'm sorry.
about.
I'm really sorry that you lost your kids lost their father. You lost your partner. I'm just making a point. I'm just making a point. When you make that point, tribe is and how a tribe functions. You can't tell me what to say, Quasi.
I can't exactly. You can't say nobody can tell anybody what to say. That's a childish thing to say. But you can't tell me how to react. You see what I'm saying? That's the whole thing.
Exactly. I made a point. My point is somebody holds somebody.
But when you make your point, so let me respond. Why you just like you want to be a bully? Like you want to bully the airways?
I'm not a bully. You're disrespectful.
I am disrespectful as fuck. You act like you didn't know that about me. But so if you're going to make a case about talking about something emotional, it's like when you get emotional, you invite people in to feel emotional with you. So then once you create that veil of emotions, then when you inject your philosophy behind your veil of emotions, that's like using your emotions deceptively. I'm not going to use none of them tricks on me. I know all of the plays.
I have to.
So if you would, because then you said this.
I have to go to my meeting, but I'm telling you, Quasi.
You talk about people calling the police. You telling me?
I'm telling you, Quasi, that I'm not just talking about my personal case. I'm saying to you, I am tired of my children, my students losing their loved ones. I'm tired. I watch kids, 7th graders, watch people get murdered and not be able to tell who did it.
You know how many dead homies I got?
And they can't, but you're grown. I'm talking about kids. There are no children.
A lot of my dead homies I have been dead for 25 years.
Our kids have to live in fear. And what I'm saying is if we're not going to allow the police, and I understand why we have a mistrust for the police. I understand it.
But you know what? But hold on. You know that's where this conversation started.
We have to create a system. We have to create a system where
hold on, Lady J.
Accountable.
Lady J.
Do you think that
Lady J. Wait, hold on. Stop. Go ahead, Sister Kim. Then I want to say something real quick. Go ahead.
Huh?
Go ahead, Kim, before your line drop.
No, I just said that's the whole case for reparations. We can't create a system. We flat broke. We at the bottom of society. You can't create a system when you're at the bottom. No, you can't. That's it.
And I just wanted to say that the conversation started because Quasi said that he felt uncomfortable about a black man being judged by white people. And that was started the whole thing. It wasn't necessarily that he said that he shouldn't. We already know he's guilty. We started this whole conversation about him.
I do my best, actually. I was about to make a frivolous statement. I do my best not to make frivolous statements. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, when I say one little thing to explode into all these different variables and all of these other things, it's like this confuses the whole conversation. Let me finish. No, let you not say something. Let me finish. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's listen as much as you talk, or listen to. Now you got me all over the place because I feel like frantic. Like I gotta hurry up and get my point out. You know what I mean? Like, let's just talk. Like this, we could be on the show for 5 hours. You see what I'm saying? Like, why do we have to? It gotta be me stepping. I gotta be in control of this conversation type shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like that gets frustrating, and then the conversation.
I love the way you project things onto me, but you hate when I project things onto you.
What did I project onto you?
I was making.
Answer my question. What did I project on? No. What did I project on? I'm not letting you talk about again. Answer my question. What did I project on you? You're not saying nothing other than that. I don't have to do anything crazy but say black and God.
Stop. Hey, listen.
I can talk loud and get ignorant too.
Hey.
Everybody can do that. Stop.
Stop.
I didn't say you were.
All right, here we go.
Everybody can get on. There you go again. There you go.
Stop. God damn it. Listen, family, we at the 2-hour mark. So I want everybody to be able to make a closing statement. Cause I gotta do some stuff today. And it's like good conversation. But it's taking long, and I want everybody to be able to make a closing statement, please. Because we started off talking about reparations. We moved into justice and developing a system of justice. Now, make a closing statement. I'm taking the mutes off. Hold on.
Y'all miss.
All right, we're going to start with Miss Kim.
Can I make my statement first?
Hold on, no.
My symptoms started at 1 o'clock.
What?
I'm sitting outside my meeting. I have to go in. It starts at 1 o'clock.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Lady J.
Thank you. I just want to clear the air. I, too, am, I think sometimes I'm misunderstood. I was in favor of what Quakey said. I was in favor of what Quakey said in regards to having people from outside holding us accountable and how uncomfortable it makes me feel. I too feel that way. But what I suggest is that we do what we can at the level where we're at. And so what I was saying is that somehow we have to develop a system where we hold each other accountable, where we say what will be acceptable in our community and what will not be acceptable in our community. And if we do not feel comfortable calling the police, that there is some way that we develop a system where we can deal with matters at certain levels of injustice. Also, I just want to remind you all that I do believe that we are in the midst of the Great Awakening. The fact that we are having discussions about reparations definitely supports this mindset. I want to encourage everyone to do something every day in support of the movement. That could be as small as reading a book or an article, which Tim did today on this show, discussing it, donating to a cause, volunteering your time and or services, using your social media network to enlighten and inform. Also participate politically. It's most important that we participate politically. And that's in all ways. We can sign petitions, we can march, we can plan peaceful protests, and we can also participate in boycotts. Remember, if we want change, we have to learn how to keep more change in our pockets. The choices are, this is up to us. Let's do everything that we can to facilitate change in our communities. Have a great day, you guys.
You too. Sister Kim, go ahead before your line drops.
Only thing I was going to say is we can't do much without money. America is the land of the billionaires.
Yes.
And if you're not even a thousandaire, you can't do much. So that's all I got to say. We got to do this if we want to do something. We got to get that reparations if we want to do something in America.
Okay. Next. Who's next? We got Quasi and Shaka on the phone. Who want to do their closing statement?
Yo. I don't know. It's intense. Conversations be getting real. I be getting a little frustrated. People be getting frustrated.
Yeah.
I think I still choose to come back, though. You know, I think that's the important thing is being frustrated. It's a frustrating situation we're dealing with.
Yes, it is.
And, you know, behind the scenes, me and Lady J can talk on different levels, so I don't want nobody to get put off by what you see on the air. You know, it's all part of the illusion.
And we're not, cause those that get put off by it, we're not even, you know what I'm saying, don't even, you know what I'm saying, they wasn't meant to be here anyway. Because that's family. Family have strong discussions. We supposed to. That's why some of us don't go to Thanksgiving dinner at some of our families' houses, because of strong discussions. So.
But I do think, with that being said, I don't know, I think I might hope a lot of people necessarily understand where I'm coming from when I say that I'm starting to understand the certain truth to women should be seen and not heard. Oh shit, I pissed off everybody.
Oh my God. You just like starting shit. Tell them about your show tonight, man.
Okay. Well, this is the thing, though, real quick. If a woman says something to a man, and then the man wants to fight her, men aren't supposed to fight women, right? So then, if a man and a woman get into it, then the woman has to call the man in her tribe. So now the tribe is involved. But if two men get into it out somewhere, then they could just go, they could just tussle, and it could just be over. You see what I'm saying? So it's definitely some science behind that. You know what I mean? But tonight we're going to be doing our thing tonight at 6 o'clock in F83. We probably going to touch back on some of the things we were talking about last week. I think Jesus is on vacation, so he might not be able to make it this week, but we're going to pick up where we left off because that's a hot button issue. Talking about religion and spirituality and how that plays in our progression as people. And I don't know, we touch a little bit on that masculine and feminine piece too.
All right. Brother Shaka, it's on you. So what you going to do? Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here, man. Hey, getting back to this Red June from last year.
Go ahead. I'm going to sip a little bit more. I got to save something for tomorrow, though.
Hey, man. This is it's so refreshing. Like that, that champagne-y thing.
Uh-huh.
Man, and mine was chilled because it was out in the trunk.
Hey, mine's been sitting up here. It's been just chilling up here. But I'm kind of excited because that bottle you gave me has a cork on top. And because it had that cage on top of it, it was able to maintain the pressure as well as not blow up. So I'm kind of encouraged. I might be getting me some bottles like this to ship my stuff out in. But I got to see how much they are.
Yeah.
Not even to ship it out. To have, so I can start developing my own personal stock. You know what I'm saying? So, but go ahead, man. That's your closing statement. You want to close on your Red June?
Yeah, I'm gonna close right there because I'm just feeling very euphoric right now. Is that the word I'm looking for? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm yeah. So, yeah. Thanks for putting me on with this Scobie.
That's what we do.
I mean, this is some this is some powerful stuff over here.
That's what we do. All right, family. Yo, I want to thank you for tuning in to the journey discussion. Families argue. That's what we do. Sometimes we fall out. Sometimes we fall in. You know what I'm saying? But when the chips are down, who else can you count on but family? So I want to make sure that you understand here your hustle builds muscle. And this is the congregation of the mighty. So if you ain't strong enough to handle it, airway, right? This is Gye-Nyame Journey Media. This is a Heart of December production, and we have just done another daily toast. You know we don't do nothing but strive to blow up your old paradigms, and guess what? I'm out.